Hey guys, what's up? So today I want to show you some exercises that you can do to help you work on balance. Now, balance is essential for basic training and strength improvement, but it's for everyday life movements as well. I do work with a lot of clients that end up having an injury of some sort or other, and a lot of times those injuries, in order to recover from them, require a little bit of strength training with balance integrated into it to help their muscles to build, repair, and to prevent from a further injury. And in general, anybody, injury or not, would benefit from better balance. We do need to prevent those injuries. And there are a lot of little sort of supportive muscles that are important to strengthen as well overall. So I'll go ahead and let's show you some of these exercises. So I have made a list of a bunch of exercises that I think are kind of on the top end when it comes to minimal equipment. So you can do this at home or anywhere, and just about anybody can do. Okay, so one of my first favorite exercises to promote balance is called the reverse lunge. Now anyone can do this, but beware, this is a challenging exercise. So if your balance is really off, this might not be the first thing you start with, but you can work up to it. So typically you'll need a chair or stool or something. The higher the object you use, like the chair, the more challenging this is going to be. So I'm going to grab my chair here and show you a reverse lunge, or well, a lot of people call it split lunge or split squat. There's about 10 different names here, so yeah, just go with it. All right, so what you want to do is just make sure, and if you'll notice, one second, you'll notice I'm not wearing any shoes. Well, I find that it's best to use or try balance exercises in your bare feet, socks, watch your slippery flooring. I have some bar socks that add for grip. Those are an option too. And if so, if you need the extra support, orthotics, go ahead with the shoes. Of course, in the gym, we need the shoes. So with or without, option there. Okay, so here is your split squat, however you want to do it. So what you need to do is step far away from the chair. So I'm getting ready to launch this leg onto that chair. And I'm just going to make sure that I'm back far enough that you guys can see this here. So I'm going to step here. I've got my leg lined up like I'm going to go into a lunge, okay? Except my back leg, I'm going to lift and I'm going to put on that chair or bench or whatever. So this is a good spot because if I start to lose my balance, I can hang on to this little dresser here too. So key here, the wider your stride, the further out you are, the better it is on your joints. And the better you're going to appreciate how this feels. You are going to get quite a stretch in the hip flexor, so that's awesome. And you're getting a lot of work in the joint. So it is a workout too, but this promotes balance. So as I'm kind of in my position, I'm ready to do this sort of split squat or lunge, however you want to put it. Basically, I'm going to dip down and I'm going to come up. Now your key in doing the balance is try and keep your hips facing forward, chin up, chest up, okay, and try not to sink into it like this. So again, if you need to hang on to something, by all means. This is an awesome exercise for strength anyway, but I love it because it's going to challenge your balance. Okay, so that's your split squat or reverse lunge. The next thing I want to show you is the single leg deadlifts, okay? So typically you want to wait for this. It'll act as sort of your pendulum or counteractive weight. And I'm just going to actually move my chair out of the way for a minute so I don't kick it and get crazy here. Okay, so basically I'll show you from the front. Well, I can't go back super far because of the thing behind me. You want to have room. And so I'll show you the bent leg version and then I'll go full tilt here. So this would be the less challenging of a version. So again, if this is my base leg, I'm putting my weight on, I'm going to shift my weight and my dumbbell or counterweight, whatever it is, kettlebell is there. So from here, basically, I'm going to start to bring this weight down the front of me while I tip my leg back. Of course, I don't have the room. If my balance is really bad, I might just keep my toe on the ground and then I'm going to come up. So in this case, what I'm doing is I'm basically tapping my foot back and then bringing it up. That's kind of a level 1 concept. But if you wanted to get all out and make it really challenging for yourself, I'll show you from the side because I'll have more room here. So same sort of thing. I'm starting here. This is my pendulum leg. So I'm going to swing this out as this arm comes in. So And come out like this. And as this arm goes down, flat leg goes out, core is tight, and come up. And to make it a little more difficult, you can do a leg lift after. So I'm gonna do that again, and come down. And you can see, I'm really working my balance here. This is a tough one. So when you want a nice, balanced, challenging exercise, you really, really focus. You can do single leg deadlift, okay? That is an awesome one. And what you'll notice is when I work with my clients especially, the max rep range for those before they fatigue, which sounds silly, is about 6 to 8 reps per leg. And the reason for that, when I say fatigue, it's not the glutes and the quads, right in the calf and ankle. Those muscles are working so hard and shifting right, left, and center that you'll actually get a burn, a really good burn in the sort of ankle region and in all over in your calf. So it's really, really good. And I find they're just burning out, so I need to switch legs after about 6 to 8 reps. So something to keep in mind. If you can't do too many, you're actually quite normal. Okay, so another one I want to show you is the doing any squats. Now I've done squats before, but I want to show you, I've done the plie squat. So we go into a plie squat, and this kind of comes from more of a bar-based concept of teaching because that promotes a lot of shifting in the hip and balance and coordination. So what I'm gonna do is if I were to go down and do a plie squat, that's fine and all. But where it gets interesting and where you're gonna really work on balance, get a nice muscle burn, is by doing this on your toes. So if we lift up, we come down and stay on those toes, and then come up. Totally, totally different feel. But your goal as always is to keep your knees in line with your feet, so don't let them cave in. Well, that makes me throw off my balance when I do that. And then you wanna stay up tall and keep your hips tucked, so you don't wanna be sticking your butt out. So that's interesting. I'll just show you from the side what this looks like, best that I can. So I'm kind of got tucked here. I'm gonna go up on my toes, and then I'm gonna come down, and then I'm gonna come up. I love doing these in the gym under the squat rack. You can't put a lot of weight on there though, but I'll go under the bar of the squat rack. I'll get up into my position and up on toes and do that. That is a tough one. Promotes balance, but you burn so many muscles on that one. Okay, so another one I'm gonna mention is sweep the leg. So I like to do this with a lot of my seniors because they really are challenged when it comes to hip mobility. And in all honesty, as we age and just over time, we lose some of the strength and mobility in our hips, which is the #1 injury. You think about people who slip, they'll break bones, but as they age, it's usually a hip injury. So we need to work on mobility, stability, and strength. Those are all different words in our hips. So here's a sort of a leg sweep. Again, ballet kind of concept here, but it's important. So I'm gonna do is have them put their balance on one leg, and they're gonna think of kind of half circles on each side. So what we're gonna do with a slight bend and all the weight on this leg, you're gonna sweep around, sweep around, sweep around, keeping it straight, and now my glutes activated. And then I'm gonna sweep back, and come over. These are great with sliders. You could do this with a slider as well on your foot, but I'm just sliding my foot right across the floor. Those are awesome. So you need to be looking at those sort of options. You can even manipulate that to bring that off the floor and do sort of open hip, sort of a yoga stance. You can see even my balance is like, ah, and then bring it in, open the hip, and bring it in. Those are awesome too. Okay, so let's show you the pistol box squat. This is advanced. I'm gonna show you the easier and then the harder version, but man, this is a balance exercise. So I'm gonna get my chair back here for a second, okay? So think of it as a one-legged squat, okay? Where you're shifting your balance. So what you're gonna do, so if I'm choosing this leg to be my base leg, we'll let this one take a turn this time. I'm gonna put this foot out, and what I'm gonna try and do is not let it touch the floor while I bend back and sit on the chair. However, you could try the option where you don't sit, you just get as low as you can. So let me show you. So I'm using my balance and very, very slowly initiating that muscle. You see that shake? And then I sit. That is an awesome exercise. And then to power back up, you've got to really push through that quad. So if you find that way too hard, your balance is all over, you drop into the chair, you could just try and just keep the chair behind you for safety, squat down, and then just stand back up. Don't actually sit. Another option is to just tip your toe on the floor. Adds a little bit of stability, but don't put a lot of weight on it. The weight's still here. And then you're gonna shift. If you notice when I go to squat, I can hinge at my hip first and I put my weight back. That's really important. So I start to hinge back, and then you can go into your sit if you want, and then come up, or hinge back, get as low as you can, feel the leg burn, and then come up, okay? Those are awesome too. Really gonna focus on the balance. And okay, so speaking of, we're just gonna keep moving along, move that out of the way. So another one I like to do with clients is rotation lunges, or walking rotation lunges. So typically, I'll get them to grab a medicine ball or a weight, whatever. So I'll just grab this because this is handy. And then what they're gonna do is they're gonna do a walking lunge. So I've only got room to do a couple of them, so I'll show you. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna step down into that lunge position, and then they're gonna rotate their torso to the outside leg, and then they're gonna bring it up, and they're gonna bring it together, okay? So then if they switch and they're walking along, they'll come down, rotate, and up, okay? So that just gives you an idea, but if we were walking that through, they would keep going, rotate. And I always tell clients, don't just fly through it, so you gotta use it in steps. So if they're doing walk and lunge, I tell them step long, make sure the heel is up, make sure you're balanced before you dip into that lunge, make sure you're balanced before you rotate, rotate, come up. Do it in kind of a phase sort of idea. A lot to incorporate better balance. Okay, what else do I want to show you? Let me show you a couple of floor balance things, okay? So I don't know if you've ever done plank rotations before. I'll give you a brief idea. So this will engage the core, but part of the balance too. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna come down to the floor. You're gonna go into a wide plank. Then reach up, hold for a second, face the ceiling, and come down. Switch, and come down. And again, there's a lot of balance associated with that exercise, and I love the core stability, because part of us getting sort of that core, or that core stability is what I'm trying to say, is we've got to work the actual core, okay? So the other one that I like to do is kind of like, call it bird cat. Everyone has a different title here. What you're gonna do is you're gonna get on your tabletop position, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna point out or lift up and extend opposite arm to leg, okay? So I'm gonna lift up, and I'm gonna come down. Shifting my weight slightly, I'm gonna come up, and then I'm gonna come down. And there you go. So that is awesome for back extension, great for your glutes, but it's also to promote core balance. All right, so those are some of my favorites. If you have any suggestions or questions, go ahead, make a comment. Don't forget to like, and to get sort of the notifications when I post, go ahead and subscribe and then turn on your notifications. All right, so thanks for joining me for today. I hope you enjoyed that, and have a good day. Bye.